Let me ask you something. What if I told you that you don't need to spend thousands of dollars to own a watch that looks premium, feels incredible on the wrist, and actually earns respect from real collectors? Because today, I went deep into the market, and I found 10 of the best affordable watches you can buy right now. Not hype pieces, not fashion watches, but real watches with heritage, solid movements, and serious value. And trust me, some of the picks later in this list, they punch way above their price. So if you're building your collection or just want the best bang for your buck, make sure you watch this all the way to number 1. And hey, if you love watches as much as I do, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Ranked 10th, Citizen Tsuyosa Automatic NJ0150 series. Let's kick things off with a watch that has quietly become one of the strongest value picks in the affordable market, the Citizen Tsuyosa. What makes it stand out immediately is the design. You get a fully integrated bracelet, something typically seen on watches costing thousands. It gives the watch a modern luxury sports feel that punches well above its price. The case comes in at a wearable 40 millimeters, built in stainless steel with a mix of polished and brushed finishes that reflect light nicely. It feels solid, refined, and far from cheap. The dial is where it really over-delivers. Whether you choose yellow, blue, or green, the sunburst finish adds depth and character, making the watch feel much more premium than expected. Inside is the Citizen Caliber 8210 automatic movement, offering around 40 to 42 hours of power reserve and reliable everyday performance. You also get a sapphire crystal, exhibition case back, and 50 meters of water resistance. Strong specs for the price. Speaking of price, you'll find it around $250 to $400. For that money, you're getting a watch that looks far more expensive than it is, and that's exactly why it takes the number 10 spot. Ranked 9th, Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SRPB43. If you're looking for pure elegance on a budget, this is where things get really interesting. The Seiko Presage Cocktail Time is a watch that instantly feels far more expensive than it actually is. The case measures around 40.5 millimeters with beautifully polished surfaces and refined proportions that wear comfortably on almost any wrist. The curved lugs help it sit nicely, giving it that classic dress watch presence without feeling oversized. But the real highlight here is the dial. Inspired by cocktail aesthetics, it features a textured, light reflective pattern that plays beautifully under different lighting conditions. Every time you move your wrist, the dial shifts in tone, something Seiko executes exceptionally well at this price point. Inside, you get the Seiko 4R35 automatic movement, offering about 41 hours of power reserve, along with reliable and consistent everyday performance. You also get a dome crystal, exhibition case back, and overall finishing that feels refined and thoughtfully executed. Price sits around $400 to $500 depending on the model and market, and that's what makes it stand out. Because this isn't just a watch that tells time, it adds a layer of sophistication to your entire look. And at this price point, that kind of elegance is incredibly hard to beat. Ranked 8th, Tissot PRX Quartz. Now we move into something truly iconic in the affordable space, the Tissot PRX Quartz. This is the watch that brought the integrated bracelet design back into the spotlight and made it accessible to almost everyone. The case comes in at 40 millimeters, crafted from 316L stainless steel with sharp lines and a slim profile that sits incredibly well on the wrist. What really makes it stand out is the design language. That clean, angular case paired with the seamless bracelet gives it a distinct 1970s luxury sport vibe, something you'd normally associate with watches costing thousands. The dial is simple, minimal, and extremely versatile. Whether you go blue, black, or silver, it works in almost any setting, from casual to business. Inside, you get a Swiss quartz movement, accurate, reliable, and virtually maintenance-free. You also get a sapphire crystal, solid build quality, and excellent finishing for the price. Speaking of price, the PRX Quartz typically sits around $300 to $450, making it one of the most accessible Swiss watches on the market. And that's what makes it so compelling. Because this is a watch that doesn't just look premium, it actually feels like a gateway into true luxury design. And at this price point, very few watches come close. Ranked 7th, Hamilton Khaki Field Auto. Now let's step things up with something that brings real heritage into the affordable category, the Hamilton Khaki Field Auto. This is a watch rooted in military history, and you can feel that DNA immediately. The case typically comes in 38mm to 42mm, with a clean, brushed stainless steel finish that emphasizes function over flash. It's simple, rugged, and incredibly versatile on the wrist. The dial is all about clarity, bold Arabic numerals, excellent legibility, and that classic field watch layout that never goes out of style. Inside, you get the Hamilton H10 automatic movement, delivering up to an impressive 80 hours of power reserve, something rarely seen at this price point. You also get a sapphire crystal and around 100 meters of water resistance, making it a true everyday tool watch. Now let's talk price. Depending on the version, you'll typically find it around $500 to $700, with some models going slightly higher. And that's what makes this watch special. Because this isn't just about looks, it's about history, reliability, and purpose. A watch that feels honest, capable, and built to last. And at this price point, it's one of the most authentic field watches you can own. Ranked 6th, Seiko 5 Sports SRPD 55. If you're looking for a true everyday watch, this is where Seiko absolutely dominates. The Seiko 5 Sports SRPD 55 carries that classic dive watch DNA, bold, functional, and built for real use. It's often seen as the modern successor to the legendary SKX line, and you can feel that heritage immediately. The case measures 42.5mm, made from stainless steel with a solid, durable feel. You also get a unidirectional rotating bezel, giving it that proper tool watch presence. The dial is clean and highly legible, with Seiko's signature Lumi-Bright on the hands and markers, meaning it glows incredibly well in low light. Inside, you get the Seiko 4R36 automatic movement, offering around 41 hours of power reserve, along with day-date functionality and reliable performance. Water resistance comes in at 100 meters, making it perfectly suitable for everyday wear, swimming, and active use. Now let's talk price. You can typically find the SRPD 55 around $250 to $350, depending on where you buy it. And that's what makes it such a strong pick. Because this isn't just a watch, it's a do-it-all daily companion. Sporty, reliable, easy to wear, and backed by decades of Seiko's reputation. At this price point, few watches offer this much versatility. Ranked 5th, Citizen Promaster Diver Eco Drive. Now this is where things get seriously practical and incredibly impressive for the money. The Citizen Promaster Diver is one of the best no-nonsense tool watches you can buy in the affordable category. Right away, it delivers everything you expect from a real diver. The case comes in around 44mm, built from stainless steel with a robust, purposeful design. You get a unidirectional bezel and a screw-down crown, exactly what a proper dive watch should have. The dial is bold and extremely legible, with large markers and strong lume that performs exceptionally well in low light. But here's where it really separates itself. Inside is Citizen's EcoDrive solar movement, meaning it's powered by light. No battery changes, no winding, just wear it and it keeps going. You also get a full 200 meters of water resistance, making it a true ISO certified dive watch, built for real use, not just looks. Price sits comfortably around $250 to $400, depending on the version. And that's what makes this watch so compelling. Because this isn't just about style, it's about reliability, convenience, and real-world performance. A watch you can wear anywhere, do anything with, and never worry about. And at this price point, that kind of dependability is hard to beat. Ranked 4th, Invicta Pro Diver Automatic. Now this is where things get controversial, but also incredibly interesting. The Invicta Pro Diver is one of the most talked about affordable watches on the market, and for good reason. Right away, the design feels familiar. You get that classic dive watch aesthetic, a rotating bezel, Mercedes-style hands, and a look inspired by far more expensive Swiss pieces. But here's the thing, it actually delivers solid value for the price. The case comes in around 40 millimeters, made from stainless steel, with a surprisingly solid feel on the wrist. The dial is clean and highly legible, with good lume and a straightforward layout that works well in everyday situations. Inside, you'll find an automatic movement, often Seiko NH35 or similar, which is a big deal at this price point. Reliable, easy to maintain, and proven over time. You also get 200 meters of water resistance, making it a legit dive-capable watch, not just for looks. Now let's talk price. Most models sit around $80 to $150, which is honestly hard to believe for a mechanical diver. And that's what makes this watch so compelling. Because love it or hate it, this is one of the cheapest ways to get into automatic dive watches. It's bold, it's recognizable, and it offers real specs for very little money. And that's exactly why it earns the number 4 spot on this list. Ranked third, Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. Now this surely is where affordable watches start to feel seriously premium. The Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 takes everything great about the quartz version and elevates it into something that genuinely feels like entry-level luxury. The case comes in at 40 millimeters, crafted from 316L stainless steel with that iconic integrated bracelet design, sharp, slim, and incredibly comfortable on the wrist. And visually, it punches way above its price. The dial often features a textured waffle pattern, adding depth and character that shifts beautifully under light, giving it a much more refined high-end look. But the real upgrade is inside. You get the Swiss Powermatic 80 automatic movement, delivering up to 80 hours of power reserve, which means you can take it off for the weekend and it's still running on Monday. You also get a sapphire crystal, exhibition case back, and around 100 meters of water resistance, making it not just stylish, but highly practical for everyday wear. Now let's talk price. Most models sit around $650 to $800 depending on dial and configuration, and that's what makes this watch so powerful. Because what you're getting here is a Swiss automatic watch with luxury design DNA. At a fraction of the price of its high-end counterparts, it looks premium, it feels premium, and it performs far beyond expectations. And that's exactly why it takes the number 3 spot on this list. Ranked second, Seiko Prospex Turtle. Now we're stepping into something that's not just popular, but genuinely iconic among watch collectors. The Seiko Turtle is a watch you recognize instantly. That signature cushion-shaped case, measuring around 44 to 45 millimeters, gives it a bold presence. But thanks to its short lugs, it wears much more comfortably than the numbers suggest. This is a true tool watch. You get a unidirectional bezel, screw-down crown positioned at 4 o'clock, and a design built entirely around functionality. The dial is incredibly legible, with large indices in Seiko's famous Lumi Bright, which glows exceptionally strong in low light. Inside, you'll find the Seiko 4R36 automatic movement, offering around 41 hours of power reserve along with day-date functionality. Simple, reliable, and proven over time. And then there's the performance. With 200 meters of water resistance, this is a real dive watch, not just something that looks the part. Now let's talk price. Most Turtle models sit around $450 to $700, depending on version and condition. And that's what makes it so powerful. Because this isn't just a watch, it's a piece of Seiko history. A watch that's been trusted by divers, collectors, and enthusiasts for decades. Rugged, reliable, and instantly recognizable. And that's exactly why it earns the number 2 spot on this list. In first place, Tudor Black Bay 36 pre-owned market. And here it is, the watch that completely redefines what affordable really means, if you know where to look. The Tudor Black Bay 36. Now yes, brand new, this watch sits firmly in luxury territory. But on the pre-owned market, things get very interesting. You can find models starting around $2,000 to $3,000. sometimes even lower depending on condition. And what you're getting for that price is serious watchmaking. The case comes in at a perfectly balanced 36 millimeters, making it incredibly versatile, whether you're dressing up or going casual. It's one of those rare sizes that just works on almost any wrist. The design is clean, timeless, and unmistakably Tudor. You get that simple, no-date dial paired with the iconic snowflake hands, a signature design element that links directly back to Tudor's dive watch heritage. The finishing is where it really stands out. Sharp edges, polished surfaces, and overall build quality that feels very close to Rolex-level execution, which makes sense, considering Tudor's background. Inside, depending on the model, you'll find either a reliable ETA-based movement or Tudor's in-house automatic caliber, often offering up to 70 hours of power reserve. You also get a sapphire crystal and around 150 meters of water resistance, making it far more capable than a typical dress-style watch. And that's what makes this watch so powerful. Because this isn't just about specs, it's about entry into true luxury watchmaking. A watch with heritage, a watch with presence, a watch that can stay in your collection for life. And if you buy smart, it might just be the best value watch on this entire list. That's why it takes the #1 spot. So there you have it, 10 of the best affordable watches you can buy right now. From under $100 all the way up to entry-level luxury, this list proves one thing very clearly. You don't need to spend a fortune to own a great watch. Now I'm curious, which one would you pick? Drop your choice in the comments. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because trust me, there are still a lot more watches you need to know about.